Good afternoon, everybody. Some Dumb Guy here, and welcome to episode 5 of Some Dumb Watch. That was weird. I had a little bit of a power flicker there. So, this is my weekly series of when I give a walkthrough of what I have watched in my home library, as well as any potential theatrical viewings I happen to attend. This is going to be a short one this week. It's been busy, so we don't have a whole lot to go through, but we're just going to dive right in. This will be for the week of October 28th through November 3rd, so there might be some small thematic through line for this particular episode, understandably so. Get into things, shall we? We're going in for double feature, if you will, and in this instance it's going to be fan films: Friday the 13th Vengeance and Vengeance Part 2 Bloodlines. So I have talked about these and have featured them, hey kitty, in my recent unboxing videos. These were Indiegogo campaigns that I supported and purchased and went through a lengthy ordeal to get them. They have finally arrived. I was finally able to watch them, and here they are. Originally, when this one came out, before I had actually discovered the campaign, I ran into this on YouTube, and that's how I discovered it, the first part. And I watched it on my phone. Thought it was pretty okay. There was a lot of aspects of it that I really appreciated. This is kind of a fan film 30-year later sequel to Friday the 13th Part 6, and continues on from there. They recreate the look of Jason, bring Jason back as far as him being chained under a rock at the bottom of Crystal Lake, and features initially Tommy Jarvis's daughters. A lot of interesting callbacks, a lot of Friday the 13th alumni. Whoa, more light flickers. Came in and featured that. I believe they even brought Harry Manfredini back to do the score for it, so that was pretty interesting. Had some good aspects to it. I never rewatched it until I got this, and sad to say, it does not hold up. I'm also the impression that this particular film might have been re-edited, because what I saw, and it could be some kind of funky misremembering effect, but it seemed choppier here. There seemed to be a lot cut out that didn't make any sense to me, and I found myself really confused. And I thought, okay, well, am I lying? Well, I'm lying on my couch watching this thing. I'm not falling asleep, so I'd rewind and I'd go back through, and it's like, same thing, go back, rewind, and go through. I felt kind of lost by the narrative in some regards, and I was really baffled by it. I just don't understand. So I'm tempted to go back and find online, whether it's YouTube. I actually think it was originally Vimeo that this one premiered on. There's probably too graphic of blood, gore, nudity, and such for YouTube to present it on. I don't know. I don't know if that version has been edited as well, so I might be defeating the purpose of trying to go back and rewatch it there and see. But it ended on an interesting cliffhanger that had, I guess, some potential. So when I found out there was going to be a part 2, I supported that one, and my contribution ended up earning me these 2 copies. So I watched this one, and this is worse. I don't think this particular film has almost no redeeming qualities. It's nonsensical. It is way over the top in all the wrong ways. And the narrative doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand what's happening, what the purpose of anything is. Nothing is really explained in a way that I feel has a through line through the story. And there's also closing part of this film that is retconned in this one, which, hey, same filmmaker is making a sequel to their own movie and they can't even get that continuity straight. This really disappointing for the hype that this one initially had built up for me. This one initially, as going in blind, I thought was fine, but ultimately in a rewatch I wasn't really feeling it. So, maybe someday I'll give them another double feature rewatch, but as a whole, not feeling it, not happy at all, really, I'm sorry to say. kind of sad. I wish the fan community was a little bit, I know they're not professionals, but these are fans. People who love these franchises that they're making the fan films for. I wish that the skill was behind their passion. And in a lot of regards it's not, which is doubly sad when they're able to bring in so many alumni from the franchise themselves. You know, it gives it a flair of legitimacy. It makes it feel a little more special. But it's wrapped in this bow of bad writing, and it doesn't work. Moving on to happier times. We can't have the season proper without my proper favorite horror movie of all time. And of course we have the original Halloween on 4K. This is the Shout Factory, Scream Factory release. The last time I watched this, I had a 4K player, but I didn't yet have a 4K TV. So although I watched it, I didn't get the full experience of it. And it's beautiful, sounds great, the score gets me every time. I love this movie, it'll never get old. I have my issues with it as I do with everything else. And one of the great things I loved about this release is it also has, in addition to the standard theatrical cut on 4K, it has this Blu-ray copy here. And this Blu-ray copy has the TV edition, the TV release that additional footage was actually shot for around the time of the filming of Halloween 2 and spliced into it. So some more of the violent stuff was taken out. These scenes were added in, which gives some interesting context to the story itself. And some of it works, some of it doesn't. My original intent was to watch them back to back, which I started to do. I watched the theatrical version, then I popped in the TV version and started watching it. And it occurred to me, and I sadly didn't follow through to find out, I think all of the additional scenes that were added for this TV edition are all added in well before the halfway point. I can't think of a single scene that was added after Laurie leaves home on the Halloween night to go babysitting. I don't think there's any new footage added whatsoever, so it's all foundational stuff. So that being the case, I kind of stopped paying attention, having just watched the theatrical release. And but it had been the first time I'd actually seen any of that TV footage, probably since, gosh, I don't know, maybe the mid-90s, I think, was the last time I'd actually seen Halloween broadcast on TV. So it was interesting to see a revisit of some of those scenes. Anyway, that's my favorite horror movie of all time. What's yours? Yeah, we're venturing away now from the horror Halloween season. We're just going to get into some TV stuff. Briefly, featured this here on my unboxings. This is season 7 of The Simpsons. I got this used from Half Price Books via Amazon. And on my unboxing of this, I went ahead and opened it up and looked at it. Wasn't really able to show it too well, but every single disc was scratched, and the booklet that came with this was missing. I didn't want to wait too long, so I went ahead and popped in the first disc, watching it. This season starts out with the continuation of the Who Shot Mr. Burns storyline, the two-parter. Watched that fine. Second episode fine. Third episode froze up on me and would not unfreeze. So I reached out to Half Price Books, let them know. They gave me a complete full refund. I didn't have to return this or anything. I'm going to have to still seek out now another copy so that I can continue watching that season. I haven't seen this in years. I think it's probably been at least 20 to 25 years since I've seen season 7 in that neighborhood. So kind of disappointed that I had to stop. But wrapping things up, we're just going to do a continuation. We're just going to show them at the same time. I've been working through season 9 of Friends, season 3 of Star Trek Enterprise. These are my background watch and my nocturnal bedtime watch as I fall asleep show that I kind of typically do my annual rewatch of. And that's that. Still enjoying both. You want to say hi? Come here. Sugar's meowing and petting and crowing and purring in the background. There she is. Say hi. Say hi, Peanut. Say hi. Anyway, she always likes to make her guest appearances. That's that. No theatrical viewings for the week. I thought I tried. Couldn't quite make one. it happens. Anyway, we're all wrapped up. Nothing more to show. I thank you once again for joining me, and we shall see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.